These are 5 simple lead generation flow for your service-based business. If you're a business owner who is struggling to get clients, it's not about working hard, it's about things you are missing, things you are doing wrong. So in this video, I will share simple 5 steps with you. I will share my screen. We'll go through each of these steps and I will explain in more in-depth ways on how you can actually achieve this. So what are these 5 steps? The first one is attract. This is how you get their attention. Second one is how you capture their informations. Third one is how you connect with them. Fourth one is how you nurture them. Then the fifth one is how you convert them to paying clients. So without saying much, let's go to my screen, look at these simple steps, and I explain in more details how you can actually achieve this. This is what we've been doing. It helps us. Remember my last video, I said it's not about selling. Sales is a byproduct. Sales is an after effect. It's a side effect. All right. Once you do your own due diligence very well, once you do your part very well, the sales will come as a side effect. All right. So without saying much, let's go to my screen. Look at the simple steps. And I also urge you to take action to implement it in your business so that you see a result in the whole thing. All right. So let's go. So welcome to my screen, guys. So the first step here I have is get their attention. Now, what do I mean by this, getting their attention? This is pretty simple. What you need to do is post useful content. Now, let me write it here so that it's easy for us. Post useful content every day. Make sure you show up. For example, if you're on TikTok, make sure you post every day. Instagram, the same thing. It's also a good place to be. Facebook page, all these places. Make sure you post useful content related to your business that pinpoint those struggles, those things that the client is dealing with, that you know that, okay, it will help them. Remember, you have to first be an educator. People will find you trustworthy before they can actually convert to paying clients. Pay attention to that. Another way you can do it also is answer questions your ideal client is already Googling. For example, let's say you are a service business, maybe you are a content strategist, how to get content out there, scheduling, how to have better content ideas, all these things that that people struggle with, all those questions that people leave on your comment sections. Try as much as possible to relate, be relatable. That's one way that people can actually trust you. Another way again is a tip. It's a mistake though. It's a hard truth. You remember, you are not selling. At that particular point, you are just getting attention. You are just being somebody who is a helper. It's more like you are being a helper. You are just being helpful by putting content out there that especially educate, that touches those areas that that clients need help with. Forget about the selling first. We'll get to the selling part, but this time around is for you to get their attention, for you to be their number one place to go for information. Let's say, for example, you're trying to figure out something that is actually kind of like giving them issues with. They know that, okay, I know somebody that talks about these things. They will go to your page to actually get those informations. And if they have kind of a little bit difficulty, that is where converting them to paying clients comes in. We'll actually touch on that area. Now, the number 2 now is you show up. All right? Showing up means now you try to capture their details. That is leads generation now. Let me show up in their inbox. Let me see. This will be closed. Sorry about that. Give them, let me just say it this way. Give them a reason to raise their hands. Yeah. Now, this is a little bit tricky. Let me say this, for example. Let's use the example of someone who is a content strategist here. Yeah? Let's call it a content, for example, strategist. Yeah. You have posted content. Clients find it helpful. They come to you. Now you want to give them a reason to raise their hand. Now this reason of raising their hand is what I call capture. You capture leads. This is where you capture the informations. Capture their information or their info. Let me just leave it that way. Capture their info. And how do you go about doing that? Remember, they have seen your post. Now they are coming to you. To capture their information, now you need to what? Offer something that is free. Let's say, for example, since your content strategies that we're using here, let me make it a little bit bold, try to have more information here. You offer something free. You can be like, okay, I will give you five post content ideas that you can use in a week. Something that is helpful, something that is free, that that speaks to the user, that speaks to the client, that gives them reasons why they should give you the information. Offer something free first. This list can be maybe a checklist, a content strategist for 1 month checklist. It can be a short guide, a tutorial, something that is free, but you feel that it's useful. Or maybe since you're a content strategist, you want to audit their page for them for free. Maybe, for example, you want to audit their Instagram for them. Maybe you want to look at their Instagram highlights, covers, their logo. You want to just do something that is beneficial but free the first time in exchange to capture their information. Now, what you're offering is something that actually solves a problem. For example, content strategies trying to audit a page on Instagram or on TikTok or on LinkedIn. It solves a problem for them as well. Now, which information do you ask in return? You can ask them for a phone number to add them to your channel, or maybe to your WhatsApp group, or maybe an email in return. And since you're actually offering something in free, guess what? They will willingly give you those informations for free. Now, after they have given you those information for free now, this is where we move to the third stage. All right? This is where you show up in their inbox now. You show up in their inbox. I call this nurturing them. Not actually nurturing them. This is where I call it connecting with them. Connecting with the lead. Connecting with the lead. How do I mean? Let me explain more better. Connecting. Since you got an email, you can send a welcome email to them. Hey, so person, welcome to my email box. Every week I do newsletter helping business owners to solve problems, And if you do that consistently, they will actually be waiting for your newsletter weekly because they actually get something from it in return, which is free. Then, like 2 or 3 over in the next week, you always try to put out newsletters to educate and, to carry them along. Or if they're in your WhatsApp group, you also drop useful content and everything. That's how you show up. You now connect with them on more in-depth level. Remember, you are not just sharing content, but you are sharing values that will in turn convert. For example, it can be you tell a story. For example, let's say you have a client you're working with recently. You can actually send a newsletter sharing the struggles, the ups and downs, the wins, the losses, trying to be relatable, not always trying to sell. Remove the mindset of sell in this case, but trying to be relatable. It's trying to share the good side, the bad side as well. Let them know that, okay, this person is genuine. Now, it can also be answering a common question. The simplest way is to actually get answers or question is go to other competitors, like people that they are competitors, right? Go to their comment sections. You will see questions people are leaving. Pick one of those questions, answer those questions, and post on your maybe email, maybe your newsletter, or maybe on your WhatsApp group, all these places you have people that you are working with, that are trying to connect and build with. You see, one way or the other, it will resonate with them, and it will help us to build more trust. All right? Now, don't just sell yet. I keep saying it. Just keep showing up. That's why I say, show up in their inbox. Now, after this, What do you do now? That is where we move to the fourth step. That's where we make the risk now, or that's where we make an offer. I call it nurturing them. That's the fourth one, nurture, or we'll call it this one, make an offer. Offer. Let me capital letter. Sorry, guys. Make an this should close up. Make an offer. Close. Now we are here. Now let's still refresh on a few things. They know you. They trust you a little bit. Now make a simple offer. What is that offer? Maybe you want to have one-on-one call with them, a free call, a paid session. Let's say a free call, depending on you, or maybe a paid 30 minutes call, with them, because they have seen you, you show up every day, they see what you do, you are trustworthy. Now you are making an offer. This offer can be like, okay, for example, if I have this session going on, you can join if you want to increase your sales in this X amount of ways, Once I'm making that offer, not everybody will buy. For example, I keep saying it. If you have about like 100 people in your email list, or maybe in your WhatsApp group, or wherever you have them, people that might end up taking action might be only 10 or 5. But guess what? You need only one person out of it to change the whole game. You don't need all of them, but not all will buy. It's only 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people that will make that move, and you end up being profitable. Now, one clear next step you should do is not just one, not sell 5 packages, have this SSS. No, just one offer. Don't have a confusing price list. Just one thing, like I said, make an offer. It can be one free call or a paid 30 minutes session, maybe 45, 1 hour, depending on you or how you want. Maybe if you have an ebook you want to sell, just one offer, because you're trying to do what? You are still trying to nurture them. You are still on that nurturing stage and making one simple offer. Now, the final stage where the money comes in is where we have the 5th stage. There is now the convert. That's where the money comes in. All right, let me go back and put it in more details. This is where the money comes in. This is where the money comes in. Bracket close. Now, how does the money come in? People don't buy the first time. Now, let me give an example. Let's say, imagine you are on Instagram, maybe you're on Facebook. You saw an ad first time. Do you buy? Of course not. That ad needs to show up like 2, 3, 4 times on your face before you actually click. There is 99.9% chance the first time you see that ad, you will not click on it. But the second time you see it, you will likely take action, or the third time. That's how human psychology works. That's how when it comes to social media marketing, that's how it works as well. Now people don't buy the first time, not because they're not interested though of that product, because maybe probably they are thinking other things, or maybe they don't have money at that time. Maybe they don't trust you as well, But first, you need to see it regularly before they take action. Now, this is how it goes the other way. What do you do? Follow up. One follow-up email, or maybe one follow-up message. Or message changes the whole game. All right. Now let me explain. Let's say you have people on your email list. You made an offer. Some people responded. They showed interest. They said, okay, they will get back to you. What do? You follow up on them. You can actually follow up once a week, or maybe 3 times a week, or maybe 2 times a week. Because guess what? People don't buy the first time. When you follow up with the second time, third time, likely there's 80% chances that they're going to buy. That's why follow up means a lot. Now, follow up doesn't mean that you have to do it in a pushy way, but you have to do it in a more better way that position you as somebody who's an authority and as well somebody who's trying to solve a problem there. Now, this is how the whole flow works for you to actually get the whole check. The whole flow works this way. First one is attention. This is where you get the attention first. Getting attention from them can be maybe from social media, from your post, from whatever you have done. Then it will you now move towards trust. This is where they trust you. They need to first trust you before they will give you their money. After they trust you, what do you do next? You make an offer. It can be 30 minutes paid session or maybe a free session. Then you follow up with them. After making the offer, that's where the money comes in. You follow up with them. These are the simple strategies you can use as a service business person that will help to give you more clients on a monthly basis. That will help to generate income for you. It's very simple. That's it. You don't need ads. No big audience. No fancy funnel for anything like that. Just show up, be useful, have clarity in your content, have clarity in whatever you are doing. Do it every week. It compounds and you see how good they are. These are the 5 simple steps. Attention, capture, connect, nurture, and convert. These are the 5 simple steps, guys. All right. So apart from that, guys, let's move to my screen and continue. All right. You have seen the 5 simple steps I just listed out, how I was able to break it down and everything. This is a simple strategy that we have used. These same 5 simple steps, over and over, we have used it. We have applied the same strategy to our clients. It has worked for them. So the minimum days I would say is give it 30 days. If you do this right, trust me, you will see a huge change. There will be a turnaround in your business if you do everything correctly. So remember, nothing is going to happen, nothing's going to change unless you take action. All right. So other than that, guys, thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up so that it will be pushed out to YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, please comment I'm new and welcome to the family. And other than that, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace and bye for now. My name is Omasi, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.